everybody to this week's edition of Hassel's Review. So this week we're going to review nothing more than the excellence of execution, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, Bret Hitman Hart's Ultimate Edition Mattel from WWE. So all the faithful Hasselites out there who watch week in, week out, you know that last week I went on a bit of a rant and rave to Target's shitty shipping procedures. So I decided to just say, fuck it all. I said, to hell with the whole return process. It sucks. They didn't exactly want to do right by the old Hassel there. So they did give me a $10 off coupon. So I said, fuck it, whatever. I'll just keep this one and I'll order another one. I was really scared that when I sent it back that they were going to send me another one in the bag, which is what happened last time, and it was foobarred and just destroyed. Looks like shit. So I was like, got me thinking, as the macho man says, yeah. So I said, you know what? If I ordered 2 figures, surely, they'll put it in a box. So what does Hassel do? I take my $10 off coupon, and I go to shopping around because I'm already going to buy the Ultimate Bret Hitman Hart and the All Pink attire from the Royal Rumble. And I got looking on there, and I've been wanting the WCW Hogan. They've done a WWE Elite WCW Hogan finally. So I was like, you know what? WCW Hogan gets kind of shit on with the exception of Hollywood. You don't, this is the first WCW Hogan, and obviously we're not going to get the Nitro Premier Hogan now that we're not getting the Nitro set because that's set to failed crowdfunding. Thanks, Matty Collector, for putting the fucking price so high and shitty set goals. However, I did want the Papa Pump and I did want the WCW Warrior, but fuck you. So, because we're not getting none of this stuff now, this is probably the only WCW Hogan we get. So I was like, you know what? He's marked down to 16 bones. I got $10 off. That bad boy, $6. You can't get much hotter than a $6 Hogan, baby. So you know what? I ordered him. And I said, you know what? They'll send him in a box. Sure enough, thank the Lord, they sent it in a box. However, I don't know who runs their procurement center, but you people should be fired. You couldn't work for me. I would run you out of my DC so fast. They did send it in a box. And Ultimate Bret arrived minto, because they put him on the bottom. They put Elite Hogan on top. And they put the little, whatever that expanding shit is in there, the little air bubble type thing. Not bubble wrap, but you know, the little couple air pockets or whatever. Well, while that did secure Bret, it didn't secure the Hulkster too much. And the old Hulkster got a little bit of corner damage, so it sucks. Because I'm not buying another one. I'm not sending it back. I'm done with Target. For right now, I'm kind of squaring off Target for a little while, unless I get you a hell of a deal. So, the Hulkster there, his pythons, he's up on the wall, but yeah, his packaging was kind of shot. But Ultimate Bret, however, did arrive intact. So before I go too far into the Ultimate Bret review, let's give a little shout out and some love to our sponsor, Zone Collectibles, 305 Main Street, Tifton, Georgia. They've also just founded Spotlight Media. It's a new media channel that will be on Roku. We'll be there. The Nerdy Man Room Show will be there. Big Rob's House of Entertainment and No Chinese Food will also be there. And it's going to be on Fire TV. Fire TV, people. We're moving on up in the world. So go to 305 Main Street, Tifton, Georgia to the Zone Collectibles. Visit the Clady family. They can hook you up with anything from comics to collectibles to action figures that don't have bent-up corners, and you don't have to worry about being shipped in a bag. They'll take care of you. They'll treat you right. They'll treat you like family, just how people should do. So, much love out to the Clady clan. Now, going back to what we're getting into. Ultimate Bret the Hitman Hart. So, anyone that knows the Hassel, I am a faithful Hitman fan. I have been a long-time fan my entire life. I was always a Bret fan. Just, hey, I dug it. Pink and Black Attack was where it was at. He's just inside the ropes from bell to bell. You couldn't ask for a more skilled technician. He made it look believable. He made it look real. I mean, it's real to me, damn it. He made it look this way. He was just, I mean, he could wrestle a broom. Speaking of which, I did see a kid wrestle a doll and lose the other day on YouTube. Look this up. I can't make this shit up, people. It's bad. However, Bret Hitman Hart, he was never bad. Very, very rare you've seen a stinker match with this guy. I mean, he could wrestle anything. So, a couple years back, you know, they started their Ultimate lineup, Mattel did. And Bret Hart was one of the first ones. And he had the black jacket, you know, the traditional look, pink tights, black jacket, black top, you know, Hitman. Well, this figure, it got upwards of $200 at one point, and then so Mattel decided, you know, hey, well, let's strike while the iron's hot. We're going to do the all pink version. And when they did, two things happened. One, it sold out like hotcakes, fast, sold out very fast. So when it did, they re-released the original version. So my $200 figure jumped down to about $100. Yeah, so thank you, Mattel. Also, my ringside collectibles all pink attired Bret Hitman Hart. That was a ringside exclusive. You may not be able to see it behind me, but he's on that shelf. He also plummeted in value. Oversaturation of a better figure, it just doesn't. So unless you find the right collector, those figure values have plummeted it. But I will say I pulled the original Bret off the wall and kind of matched it up to the new one that came in. After I matched up the new figure to the old figure, or the crushed figures packaging, as you can see, one looks far more bueno than the other. But afterwards, I did match him up against the black coat just to see, did they, you know, how much did they retool, how much did they actually change, and it is a different sculpt on some things. So I was pretty happy with that right there. Pulling him out of the box, and it didn't take long because the box was trash. So I had no hard feelings of opening this figure, taking him out of the box, letting him breathe, so to speak. The first thing I did notice that sucked, the way the glasses sit in on the original head sculpt. You know, typically it has a little plastic band. Well, the plastic band is attached to the plastic that it sits in. So when you pull him out, that plastic pops, the glasses come off. And I will say this, the glasses do not hardly stay on for shit on the slick back hair version head. So pulling him out, he comes with the basic, kung fu grip. Like he's gonna hold a penis or something like that, right? Because let's face it, what else? He doesn't have a steel chair with him, so hey. Anyways, we took those off real quick, like when we put the hands, because you can't have Bret Hart without doing this right here, right? That's Bret the Hitman Hart for you. So I had to put those hands on him, and he looks great. It's so cool to actually have the jacket that's not soft goods, and has some mobility and flexibility in the hands there and joints and whatnot. You can have him do all those famous poses and whatnot. The only accessory they didn't put with him that I really wish they would have was we should have got the old horns, so to speak, because Bret was always in the corner doing that. And how do you have an Ultimate Bret figure and you don't have that set of hands? I don't get it. You've got them sculpted already for the Wolfpack and Diesel and all those right there, so why would you not reutilize these? But so I put the hands on him, the right hands, checked it out, pretty cool. Quickly took those off, and then I put took the jacket off, put the regular arms on, and he can actually do the whole put them up. From the waist up, this figure is really great. And I'm not knocking the waist down, it's just you can tell from the waist down, there's not a lot of difference in an Ultimate figure and an Elite figure. Very, very little difference in Ultimate and Elite from the waist down. Waist up, that's where your magic happens. The torso flexibility is a little better. They do a real good job of the paint, of the deco, for when it's flexing back and forth in different notions and ways and whatnot. They do a really great job in that right there. I like like I said, the flexibility. The shoulders has a good range of motion. You have all these bends and stuff, but it doesn't just look messy. Sometimes you can have too much articulation and it looks like shit if it's not in a particular pose. They did a real good job of fixing that issue, so to speak. He looks great. I did match him up next to the ringside collectibles exclusive. And I will say it does blow the ringside collectibles exclusive out of the water. There's just subtle differences in the two. I mean, aside from the soft goods, you know, the ringside collectibles come with a soft goods jacket. So he has stick arms. I mean, you're not fucking posing him. There's nothing you can do but let him stand there. But he's such a respectable figure. But beneath that, it is an elite. And at that time, elite was the best. No, it's no longer elite because now you have ultimates. We continue to outdo ourselves. What's next? Spectacular? I don't fucking know. But either way. So I matched them up, and you know, the ultimate, the original ringside collectible, it does hold its, you know, place on the shelf. It still looks great. It's still a good figure. Like I said, aside from the fact that collectors will shit on it now, and you won't get the money it was, because you know, at one point you could get really good value for it loose, extremely good value for it MOC, and sadly, it popped across my feed today from Ringside Collectibles. They had some in stock, which where they were previously out. So I don't know if they had some stock they were sitting on. They found in the back of the warehouse and they uploaded them, but they're $34 fucking people for the OG Ringside Collectibles version. I mean, I highly recommend if you got $34 extra, go buy it. So that's the same price as the Ultimate, but you know, at the same time, it is about a 10-year-old figure. That's why I was so surprised to see it on there. But anyways, neither here nor there. The figure looks great. I put him on the shelf with the other figures. I turned the arena lights on, and you can see in some of the pictures, he looks really great in the new gen. I mean, he was the leader of the new generation. So I put him on scale with the other guys. You know, got Diesel there with him. You know, got the lights flashing. Looks really good. I have a couple custom belts that I bought some years back. There are much better quality ones out there now. These are actually some that were made with all of the plates are made out of a laminate, a printed laminate, so to speak, and then it's on like a vinyl type strap. And actually, they did put the little gold, you know, buttons or whatever on there. But for the time, I bought these belts at least 10 years ago or more. They still hold up pretty good. They're more in scale with the Jack specific line, the Ruthless Aggression line, just before Mattel took over, because you know I forget what Jack's elite, you know, they had a classic line, but then they had like a super deluxe version where, you know, it was your first one that had they're much bigger. So these belts are actually scaled to those. So I need to get some new belts. And there is a couple of sites I have seen on Instagram that does some amazing work, aside from the fact that they have a long wait period, and I am not going to pay fucking $40 for a custom action figure belt. I'm just not fucking doing it. You're going to really have to bowl me over to make me spend $40. I've seen some amazing pictures, but then again, I can photograph some of my shit with what I got here, and you know what? Hey, it is what it is. But the figure holds up very well. I give it about a 4 out of 5 Hassel. So, I mean, it's not perfect by no means, but it's a really jam the fuck up figure. I like it. It's cool. He'll sit there nicely on the shelf. I got the other one sitting beside me here. So, the MOC version, so to speak, he still resides back there. So I do have both. I shall keep both. And with that being said, you know, hey, like we said earlier, we got another show called The Nerdy Man Room Show. With me and my co-host Monster. Each and every week we do a deep dive into various things. We do top 10s, we do reviews, we do a little bit of everything. We just talk Nerd Week sometimes. We call it Geek Week. And you know, we just have a good time on there. We're very, very close to our subscriber goal, and when we hit our subscriber goal, we are going to give away an autographed H4 Tom Morgan mask. He's the only guy to play Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. That's pretty fucking cool, people. And we're going to give it away. Just give it away to you people, just for fucking liking, subscribing, and sharing us. You don't get much better than that, folks. Who knows what we'll give away at our next goal. So help us, share us, like us. Along with this show here, Hassel's Review, will be on Roku. And Hassel's review will always feature Big Rob's House of Entertainment and no Chinese food every week on the Roku and the Fire Stick channel. Unless you're watching here on YouTube, which is the one we're trying to really get the numbers up on, then you just get this asshole for however long I tend to babble each week. Some weeks longer than others. This week is pretty short. So, with that being said, if you're going to be caught in the sharpshooter, you better have your packaging right, Target, because if not, slats the fuck out.